Mi maneno ya impromptu sijui, niliachana maneno ya impromptu after nilipata mtoto wa kwanza. Niliachana maneno ya impromptu after nilipata mtoto wa kwanza. Mi impromptu was back when I was in my teen years.
Uko unanitaka wapi?
Hiyo saizi hapana. Hiyo siwezi sema ati naweza fanya impromptu tena.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Love Matters Podcast. I'm your host, Ruel Okeo. And this is a podcast that aims to ensure that you as a young person are put to the forefront of your sexual and reproductive health and rights. And so today we do have, again, a return guest. And bado tu atajiintroduce kwa wale hamukumuona in the last episode. Nitamwacha she introduces herself, tell us a little bit more about who you are, where you're from, what you do, and then we are going to jump right into the conversation. Karibu sana.
Okay. Ruel. Mimi sijui nataka nijiintroduce tena kwa nini si...
Kuna watu wakukuona kwa last episode. Sasa hii unajisema tena labda your love of your life anakuwatch.
Ananiwatch. Okay, so naitwa Stephanie Jade Wambui, but I prefer going by Jade. Hiyo ndio jina ya mtaa. So ukikuja pale maeria ulizia Jade, utaletwa hadi kwangu.
Unasema hiyo mtaa jina moja, mtu mmoja tu anaitwa Jade.
Hiyo tu ni mimi ndio najulikana hivyo.
Lakini hata mimi najivunia ninaitwa Ruel pekee. Kenya mzima ukisikia mtu anaitwa Ruel niambie.
Hakuna mwingine.
Kuna mwingine. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so Jade anahail kutoka Dandora. Hiyo ndio area yangu. A single mom of two. A little girl and a little boy. Mostly what I do for work revolves around advocacy on sexual and reproductive health matters, especially online advocacy on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. I am a very vocal person when it comes to the rights of young people, young men, and children, because children are at my heart. Me and babies, it's just that I'm a grown-up, but if I had my way, I'd be a baby forever. But that's basically me.
Thank you so much for joining on the show.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
And so today we're talking about single moms and you know, the whole revolution that we're seeing. We are living in a society where most people tunapenda tu kwa single moms, single dads. Not doing, you know, what wengine wanaifanya from a vibes point of view, from a likes point of view. What's your experience as a single mom? As a young single mom?
Wow, okay. Becoming a single mom for me wasn't a choice. But apparently, as people say, ukishika mimba ukirukwa, you move with the flow. So for me, that's what happened. I got pregnant at 22 with my first child. And getting pregnant at that point, yes, I was working, but I wasn't really ready to become a mom. And going through the whole process, denial, kukimbizana na kufikiria what am I going to do next, kufikiria do I keep this baby, kufikiria if I keep this baby then what next. Like it was a whole process and it wasn't easy. But I would say for me, I accepted it because my mom is the one who like aliniskuma dakika ya mwisho akaniambia, you may not want to accept it, but it's your situation right now. It's your reality right now. And it doesn't mean that it's going to change who you are as a person, because having a child doesn't stop you from being you. And after we had that talk with my mom, ndio nikakubali at 22, ndio nikakubali yenyewe, this is what is going to be my new normal. And I just accepted it. I had my baby. I raised my baby. I had my second born, and I'm still raising my children as a single mom.
Damn, that's impressive.
Thank you.
I think most important thing I'm getting is a support system. That's very important.
Yes, it's very, very important because there's nothing you can do peke yako. People like to think that they can live as a single person, but there's no way you can live alone. being a single mom is never easy because you become the focus, you become the provider of everything. Financially, physically, emotionally, you have to be there for them.
Yeah.
Let me give you a bit of what I went through after I had my second child.
Sure.
So when my son was born, that was back in 2018, my mom fell ill. And she is a person living positive, HIV positive. And my pregnancies have always been difficult. So when I delivered, it was via cesarean. So you see, personally, I'm still not fully at par with taking care of responsibility a toddler and a newborn na mzazi mwenye akona ni mgonjwa. It's not even the HIV at that time because during that time alikuja akagonjeka, tunaenda hospitali, they can't find what's wrong with her. So for almost a year and a half, that was our routine.
You do not know what's happening.
You don't know what's happening. COVID ndio hiyo imekuja, hakuna kazi. Mom ni mgonjwa, niko na watoto wawili, niko na sistangu mdogo, and they all rely on me. So when my mom came and was diagnosed with having TB, akalazwa hospitali for a whole week. There was a year we celebrated her New Year's akiwa hospitali. I would wake up in the morning, prep my children, leave them with their aunt. Nipitie penye nitapata kibarua kidogo, saa 8 nikuje niangalie mamangu, jioni nipitie ka kibarua tena kingine, saa 4 usiku inipate kwa nyumba, and the cycle continues. At that point, you don't really feel like you have a support system. Because now you have to be the one who's standing strong.
You have to be the support system.
Exactly. So it got to a point I struggled a lot mentally. After my mom was released, I had a point where it really kicked me in the ass. Ikafika point nilikuwa nimeanza kufeel suicidal. Because sasa nilikuwa naona it's like I'm failing. As a daughter and as a mother. I would lock myself in my room and scream into my pillow, justaki wanisikie. Na saa hizo nina scream hivyo ni saa zile make sure sasa si hiyo time shule zilikuwa zimerudi vizuri. Mtu yu mkubwa ameenda shule, mamangu amelala, mdogo amelala. I get a 5 seconds reprieve for myself. I scream into my pillow. Because in as much as I wanted to give up, I really couldn't. I really couldn't have giving up.
So let me ask, and this might sound offensive, but during all this, do you ever feel like if you said had a man or a partner, then it would make things easier?
Having a partner, I don't really know how that would have changed things. Because sometimes even having a partner doesn't really mean that they're going to be supportive. And for me, I had already come to terms with raising my children by myself. And in as much as sometimes people claim that having a partner is going to, like, itapunguza nini burden yako kidogo, but I don't know. For me, I don't really see as if that would have made such a big change for me. Because even as things are right now, I support them by myself. Hata wakifukuzwa shule, hata nikikaa niseme leo hata 50 bob ya kununua breakfast hakuna, lakini najua mimi ndio kila kitu kwa hiyo nyumba.
Damn. So when it comes down to it, and I see most young ladies here very, very comfortable about being single moms, now like, mi nataka unipe tu mtoto. Is that something, like with your experience and motherhood, is that something you would advise someone to take? A path to take? Okay.
Deciding to become a mom is a personal choice. But for the young girls, wenye wana become wazazi saizi, wale wengi unapata ni juu amejipata kwa situation hakuwa ana expect. Like rebel from zile rules amepatiwa home, ameenda amepata chali uko nje. So instead of playing it safe and using protection, ameshika mimba. And with the kind of home situation you have right now, It's not like it was kitambo where like if you get pregnant unapelekwa kwa huyo kijana ama kwa huyo mbaba mwenye amekupatia hiyo mimba. Saizi ukishika mimba, mamako anajua wewe ni mtoto wake bado. So hata kukufukuza hawezi kakufukuza. Lakini pia I wouldn't advise ati just becoming a single mom ati because it's vibes or you feel like you can handle it on your own.
Yeah.
If you feel like you can do it on your own, kudos to you.
Yeah.
But raising a child, it's never easy.
You have to.
My daughter and my son are like the sun and the moon. They are so different. And the experiences I've had with them so far,
Yeah.
I wouldn't claim that it's what you like. Every child is different. My son will wake up in the morning and decide today he's just going to be a small terror. My daughter will wake up in the morning and decide she's being a small, moody little princess.
Yeah.
Lakini at the end of it all,
Yeah.
itafika mahali hata wakikasirika, hata wafanya nini ama nini, bado ni watoto wa mami.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. And so, being a single mom, how is probably, say, dating life looking like? Because most people, this is looking from Jen Supenda kusema tuzi enza mechi half time.
Wee! Dating, do you know how much you have to put into account when you're deciding to go? Even if it's just going out for a night out with friends.
Yeah.
You make sure you've decided whom you're leaving your kids with. Where are they going to be? Are they going to be okay with that person? Do they have food? If in case they need to reach you, are you reachable? And in case something happens and you're not there and they need to go to the hospital, is there someone who can like take charge of there's so much you need to think of before you decide that you want to go out. Like literally it takes a lot of planning. Personally, mimi kabla niende out hata kama ni mara moja kwa mwezi lazima mnipatie notice in advance.
Si impromptu.
Si impromptu. Mi maneno ya impromptu sijui. Niliachana maneno ya impromptu after nilipata mtoto wa kwanza. Niliachana maneno ya impromptu after nilipata mtoto wa kwanza. Mi impromptu was back when I was in my teen years.
Uko unanitaka wapi?
Hiyo saizi hapana. Hiyo siwezi sema ati naweza fanya impromptu tena. But like being a mom is awesome. Sometimes you just take your children, they become your own dates. Unawapeleka out arboretum, unawapeleka out something simple, something that will make the kids have fun and it gives you a reason to create more memories with them. So it doesn't need a lot. Hata ukiwatoa wapeleke tu hapo ka swimming pool ka area wakae tu wajibambe kwa pool 2 hours. They are good to go. Even when I get let's say like a job that needs me to go out of let's say Nairobi or I don't get to see them for a few days. I call in the morning when they wake up. In the evening, I make sure I know who's picked them from school, even if they're with my mom. I have to make sure nimewaongelesha hiyo kabla walale.
And how would you say like transitioning from a single girl or maybe a young girl, teen girl, to then boom, to straight to a single mom, how does that transition look like?
That transition is also not something that just happens. Because as a young girl, unajua ulikuwa na starehe mingi, hauna responsibilities, hakuna ati kufikiria ati, oh, I need to buy Pampers, oh, I need to save for this, maybe I might have an emergency later on. Back then, ukipata mshahara yako, mudhurwa, nguo, pizza in, ile pizza kubwa, kikosh. Na K1 back then, unaenda Florida. Nani akona hiyo masaa ya kupiga responsibilities, but the minute you find out you're pregnant, you have to cut back on a lot. Because now you have a new life that's growing inside you. And for me, my biggest turning point is when you feel that first kick. that's when it actually becomes like really, hata si ile wakati ukifanya ile sijui home test ama ati umeenda na daktari. Wende tu usikia amegonga hiyo ya kwanza, umeenda scan, umesikia heartbeat ya mtoto, then it actually does show you that enyewe sasa saa hizi things need to change. Like you have to reevaluate what you want to prioritize. You have to change how you do things. Because if, let's say, take for example, venye nilikuwa nasema maneno ya ukipata mshahara leo kidogo unaenda Mudhurwa, kesho kidogo umekimbia sijui wapi ka road trip. Hiyo sasa unaweka kando, naanza kufikiria mapema. Especially if you're not supported by anyone. Then being prepared before the baby comes is a lot safer than trying to run around and like do things at the very last minute. Mimi bag yangu ya kwenda hospitali ilipakiwa at 6 months. Hiyo joke sitaki. Hiyo mchezo sitaki kuimagine. Pampers, kuna mahali nilikuwa nimezieka ka stockpile.
Ka shawl mahali.
Blanketi za mtoto, manguo, unanunua tu, hata si lazima tuzinunue zote mara moja. Unaenda unapitia kwa soko na akala kaka nice. Unapita na hiyo. So by the time mtoto anakuja, at least you don't have to look like you don't know what you are doing, even if it did find you a little bit unprepared for it. But you really have to change and re-strategize and reprioritize your things.
So many things.
So many things.
And so when we're talking about this period of transition, did it also affect your friendships? You know, have you had friends who have supported you along the way? You know, because I understand it's different from anyone, but from your experience, what was it like losing or maybe gaining friendships?
First of all, my circle of friends ilipungua.
Juu uendi sherehe.
Exactly.
My lord.
Juu ukipigia ukiulizwa uko wapi? Mi leo niko home bana, nimechoka, mtu yana nigonga bataka kwa hii tumbo, sijisikii kuenda anywhere. But there are those friends that have also stuck by me. There are people I have known for the longest time. For over 15-20 years, and counting, people we were in school with, in primary school with, and we still maintain our friendship till now. People that I met in my first job, and we're still friends right now. And that is my support system. That is my biggest support system, because there was a point my son needed surgery, and they were the ones who helped me fundraise to pay for my NHIF arrears and to pay for it to cover the entire cost of his operational need.
Yeah, that's nice.
Au ni wenye hadi saizi nikikaa niambie mtu, by the way, leo watu hiyo wamefukuzwa shule, watakwambia hata kama sina saa hizi, just give me some time and I'll see what I can do.
That's really nice.
It's amazing to have such an amazing support system. It's not a big one. It's people I can count on one hand. Lakini niko na watu naweza tegemea.
And what has been that one, aside from maybe, I know you might say the son surgery, one scary experience as a single mom where you were like, damn, hapa now sasa ninafanya nini next?
When I found out I was expecting my son, it's because I started having contractions within the first month.
Wait, I don't understand.
Okay, what happened was, I didn't know that I was expecting. So misi nilianza kushikwa na uchungu, nikafikiri ni ile tu uchungu ya period pains or So when it didn't stop after the first 2 days, I went to the hospital and I was rushed to Mama Lucy. Being rushed to Mama Lucy, the doctor told me that I was expecting, but my son was ectopic. Alikuwa na grow ndani ya tube. So venye nilipigwa scan, that was sasa when they're pressing on your womb to see where the baby is, ndio sasa ika push. So that was for me the scariest thing ever. Because then now I'm thinking I'm going to lose my pregnancy. And that one I actually didn't have any issues with finding out I was pregnant again. But my scariest part was, if I lose this pregnancy, what next for me, because even if I didn't know, I'm okay with it, and I've already started forming an attachment to this unborn baby. If I lose this pregnancy, how am I supposed to recover from such a thing? How am I supposed to even explain to my daughter, because aliniona nikikuwa rushed off to hospital, naanza kuexplainia mtoto wa miaka 3.5 aje ati mami amepelekwa hospitali. So having an ectopic pregnancy was worse than anything I've ever had to it. But kukua mzazi is not easy. And sometimes it needs you to be of strong will. You definitely need to have a strong will to be able to get past a single day.
And what's that one thing that you'd want to tell maybe single moms who are out there who are probably watching you, and you've shared your experiences, your moments of resilience, your moments of triumph? What's that one thing you'd want to tell single moms out there?
So, there's a lot. There's a lot, but okay, let me say this. Being a mom, for me personally, is the best thing that I ever decided to like fully accept. And being a mom is not for everyone. In our current society, don't let anyone pressure you into becoming a parent if you're not ready to be a parent. And even if you're a single mom, there is no shame in asking for help, especially when it comes to your child's welfare. I learned that the hard way. After struggling to feed my babies alone, I learned that the hard way. If your family doesn't support you, there are friends you can rely on. You can't be a one-person parent. Like, hawezi kuwa mzazi na useme ni wewe kila kitu. You may be everything, yes, but you also need support. Hata kama uko na kazi, hata kama uko na biashara iko mpoa aje. What happens to your children if something happens to you? So at some point, you will actually need to have someone support you. And being a parent, being a single mom is not a curse, and it's not a crime. Na kukua single parent, first of all and finally, inaweza kakua inaka like a difficult thing to do, but there are no 2 days that will ever be the same. Venye leo iko si venye kesho itakuwa. So just give yourself time. Pat yourself on the back for making it past a single day. Because hakuna mtu anaweza fanya kenye wewe as a parent unafanyanga.
Damn. There you have it. So, to all single moms out there today, we celebrate you.
Kukua mzazi. Kudos to you. And even single dads. Kwanza nyinyi ndio nimewaekea. I take hats off.
We should have a single dad to share his side of experience, right?
Because I think they'd have a lot more to tell, especially the struggles of change pampers.
My lord, siku rahisi. So we are going to work on getting single dads as well to tell us how it is on their side. And that's all we had prepared for you today. So be sure to leave a like, leave a comment. Good comments, positive comments, because that's what we're all about. And this is the Love Matters podcast. I'm your host, Roel Okeo. So until next week, same time, same place. Goodbye, kwaheri, adios, obrigada, ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Love Matters. Open, honest, sex friendly.